We are following breaking news, folks, in the Delphi murder mystery case. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. So the affidavit of probable cause for suspect Richard Allen has just been made public. This was all under seal, folks. Remember, when he was arrested, we told you about it. We told you he was being charged with the murders of these two beautiful children that you just saw there, Abigail Williams and Liberty German. They were killed back in 2017, in February of 2017. And we didn't know any details about why this guy, why Richard Allen. Okay, folks, now we just got a hold of the documents. And full disclosure here, this is a very long probable cause affidavit. I have not been able to comb through it all. I've got several pages in front of me here, but I have had a chance to look through pages 4 through 8. Big things are jumping out at me, and I'm going to bring in my guest to help me unpack some of this as I read it off to you. I have with me the perfect guest on the program, retired DEA Special Agent Ted Golden, also a former Memphis police officer. Okay, Agent Golden, the big thing here in this document is a link to Richard Allen's firearm. So apparently, and I'm going to read directly from this page, I'm looking at page 5 of this affidavit of probable cause, and it talks about how Richard Allen owns a Sig Sauer model P226.
Okay.
Investigators found an unspent round located with just in a couple of feet of one of the girls' bodies. They had taken that unspent round into evidence, but apparently not until recently, not until they interviewed Richard Allen, they went to his home, they got a hold of his guns, and they were able to test one. They were able to determine from the crime lab that that unspent round was cycled through Richard Allen's Sig Sauer. Okay. He also admits to being present on the trails on February 13th, 2017. That is the day that these girls were believed to have been killed. He also told investigators he was wearing blue jeans, a blue or black Carhartt jacket with a hood. And from what I can see here on these pages, investigators believe that he's the man in the video that we see here, folks. He claims that he went out on the Manon High Bridge to watch the fish, is what he told investigators. Watch the fish. Apparently, they believe he was present there between 1:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. That's the time frame they gave him. And they're saying that that time frame fits in with what witnesses said about seeing someone matching his description. And the time that they say he's not on the trail, investigators believe that's when he was in the woods with the victims. Okay, he says that he had not been on the property where the unspent round was found. He didn't know the property owner, has no explanation why a round that was cycled through his gun would be at that location. Agent Golden, step by step here. How does a round get cycled through a firearm without being spent? Would you explain that to us, please?
With a semi-automatic weapon, when you pull the trigger, the round is supposed to be discharged. Sometimes, especially if you're using reloads, the bullet does not come from the casing, and it sits in the casing anyway. And most times it's ejected or manually ejected when it does not expend, because what happens, or it can be ejected or manually ejected if it gets stuck. In most instances, if it gets stuck, you eject the round. But if it actually went through, that means it cycled through the weapon and it was discharged, but the bullet did not come loose from the casing that it's housed in. So when they say unexpended round. So if it cycled through, it's got the markings that come out of the trigger or out of the barrel. When the bullet goes through the barrel, there's a marking that was on the case. And you're able to trace it back to the weapon it was expended from.
So this is huge. Okay, this is a big link. To me, this is big, big, big forensic evidence, is it not, Agent Golden? If you've got this gun that this guy, police determined he's owned it since 2001, recovered very recently from his residence. So it wasn't until October, this past October, investigators executed a search warrant at his house. They took jackets, boots, knives, firearms, including that Sig Sauer that they tested at the Indiana State Police crime lab. Okay, so we've got a forensic link there. Let's talk about the clothing. Apparently, investigators, Agent Golden, interviewed Richard Allen's wife, Kathy Allen. His wife is clearly a witness here, says so right here in front of me in this probable cause affidavit. She confirmed he does have guns and knives at their home and that he still owns a blue Carhartt jacket. Now, what's key here, some statements he gave. He was interviewed back in October by investigators. He was interviewed multiple times, it looks like. But in October, he talks about being there on the Manon High Bridge to watch the fish. This is February 13th, 2017, the day those girls were said to be murdered. Says that he walked back, sat on a bench on the trail, left, said he parked his car on the side of an old building. Told investigators he was wearing blue jeans, a blue or black Carhartt jacket with a hood. Agent Golden, that description sounds a lot like what we're looking at here, does it not?
Yes, ma'am. Fruits of the crime. He's admitting to being present and wearing those specific clothing and items, and if they found them, they'll be able to verify that they exist, which confirms another piece of information that is evidence in the crime.
Right. Right. And okay, so there's also a witness statement, and I want to find it. I've honed in. I'm reading this literally as we're on the air right now. I'm looking at pages 4 through 8 are very telling to me, and I know that there was a statement where, let's see, someone saw him walking, and I'm recalling from my memory. Someone saw a man walking. Here we go. I got it here. Looking at page 4. A witness, and they've redacted the name, so we don't know who this witness is, but this witness apparently said that she was traveling on 300 North on February 13th, saw a man walking away from the Manon High Bridge, said that the man was wearing a blue-colored jacket, blue jeans, was muddy and bloody. And she said it appeared that it looked like he had gotten into a fight. Okay, Agent Golden, let's just say, for the sake of our analysis, let's just say that that blue jacket we're looking at here on that person, whomever that is there, got the blood on it. Let's just say this witness in the probable cause affidavit saw that jacket. Is it possible there could still be forensic evidence on that jacket now?
He didn't wash it or have it dry clean, more than likely, yes. But once you dry clean or wash something, it usually takes out, especially if you wash it with something that is an additive to get out stains and stuff like that. If you spray it with spray and wash, those kind of things, and you wash it several times, it's probably going to eliminate any DNA evidence over. It's been 5 years now. But if he did not wash it, out of fear or whatever, or trying to maintain control of his evidence of what he had done, the possibility exists that it does have some residue in it that could be tested.
Appreciate it so much. Agent Ted Golden, so glad we have you on the show today. Thank you so much for all of that.